Welcome to Alkalign Lifestyle Institute for Quantum Healing. I'm your host and guide today, Fidelis Nook II. And today we're going to be talking about how you devalue yourself by giving away your sexual energy to low vibrational beings. Whenever you have sex with somebody who's got a low vibration, you now just took that low vibration. And all of a sudden, you have a lower vibration. Because you went to someone with destructive interference, you already had a certain level of interference, and now you just lowered your own interference. What happens to a person who's already sad? What they do, and let me tell you, because I've already been through this. Say you have a relationship and a marriage, and you haven't had sex for a while. Mainly, it's usually because the woman is weaponizing their sexual energy against their romantic partner. So the woman is using their sex, a lack thereof, as a weapon. Literally, you're refusing to connect with your partner because you're angry. That's the first thing. You're refusing to do this because you don't care enough for them. You don't care enough for yourself. And you don't care enough for them. So you've associated sex with something that's bad or painful or something that's just irrelevant. It's not worthy of your time and attention. So what you do is you withhold affection to punish your partner. It's mind-blowing that you would think that somebody who said, I do, right? And I made this commitment to you. I chose to love you, and now I'm going to choose not to love you because you didn't show up how I told you to show up. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. You didn't do what I expected you to do. You aren't behaving the way that I signed up for. I didn't sign up for this. Men too. You aren't treating me the way I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for a woman to be like this. Now you're not doing it. So now I gotta go and I gotta leave. Okay, well if that's what you signed up for, and I understand that. That's what you signed up for. That was in a contract agreement that you said. And you didn't show up in the way that you could show up, or you didn't do what you're supposed to do. You broke the contract. You breached the contract. But literally, people devalue themselves by giving themselves away to low vibrational people. All of a sudden, you go to the club, you say, I need to go to the club, I need to go find a partner, I need to go find somebody to go have sex with, to go sleep with, to go just randomly, just because I need to get rid of my energy. It happens. It happens. And you don't think about the consequences after that. You may get pregnant, you may get sick, you may get lower vibration. But if you have somebody whom you actually are in a relationship with, why would you withhold affection from your partner? Why would you actually try to punish your partner by weaponizing your sexual energy? I'm not gonna touch this person because I'm not attracted to them anymore. I'm over here. Let me tell you how simplistic this is. If your imagination, your thoughts are not local to you, for one. So stop talking about keeping a secret. Nothing is secret. Let me first dispel that entire myth. There's what's called the EEG, electroencephalogram. They also have what's called the MEG, the magnetoencephalogram. Both of these are mechanisms used to read your thoughts. The EEG, they put basically like a cap of probes onto your head. They put a solution on top of your head, and they attach the probes into your head, and they can read the brain activity of your brain just by doing that. Then they have the magnetoencephalogram, which is a machine, a mechanism that you basically place your head inside of. It's just like a woman going to a hair salon and you're going to a hair dryer. And the hair dryer is like the magnetoencephalogram. It's not touching your hair. It's not touching you. So it's just reading the energy that's coming from outside of your head. All of a sudden, it can read electrical activity that's coming and leaving your head when you have a thought. So that means your thoughts are not local to you. Everyone can read your thoughts. Everyone can read your thoughts. There's no such thing as a secret. Oh, how sad. Yeah, that's so sad. Remember that there was a movement back in the day talking about stop snitching. But people don't understand that they tell them themselves. That's why they get in trouble. You told on yourself. That's why you got in trouble. Yeah, that's it. That's why. So now you have a relationship and you have a partner on one side. Rather than be transparent and authentic and vulnerable with your partner, you decide that you're going to withhold information. But you're going to get found out. They're going to find out. They ain't gotta go through your phone. Something's gonna happen and they gonna find out. I'm just telling you. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just telling you how wasteful of your energy this is to do this. So rather than you try to go to connect with your partner sexually, because this is basically the most powerful creation that you can have, is sexual energy exchanges between you and your partner in a loving manner. You weaponize your sexual energy, mainly women. What they do is they say, if you don't buy me this, if you don't take me here, if you don't give me what I need, if you don't respect me and bow down to me and my needs, you don't get to have sex with me. Okay, I think that that's not a good way for you to do this, because what I'm saying is there's so many options out there for men to take. I don't think you want to put yourself in a place that lowers your value. Your value does not just come from your vagina. That's not solely your value, women. Your value comes from your mind. Your value comes from your mind and also comes from your heart. It comes from the power that you have when you have true coherence and alignment alongside of your actual partner. Whenever you have two people who can come to an agreement on something, say a goal or a vision, when you have two people that do it, positive and negative, both parties are in alignment with the vision and the goal, you run towards the goal. All of a sudden, you teleport yourself towards this goal. All of a sudden, because your attitude is different towards yourself and because you're 100% yourself, they're 100% themselves, no one's taking on the opposite task. This is Adlerian psychology at its finest, where it talks about, in the courage to be happy, it talks about you have to separate tasks between individuals. I have my task, you have your task. I'm supposed to do my task, my life task, which is my work, which is my self-care, right? These are my personal life tasks, and I have to be accountable for them. Now, if we're in tandem with each other, say we're business partners and also romantic partners, we have a responsibility to now conduct our task to the best of our ability. What I do great may not be what you do great, but what you do great may not be what I do great, but it's going to get us towards the end goal. So if we could come to terms with this, and then as we are becoming entangled with each other, we make the agreement to become great at what we're not great at, we now turn our weaknesses into our strengths. Everyone learns how to do something. You can learn how to do anything. You can be a singer tomorrow if you just want to start learning. You can be a skateboarder, you can be a basketball player, you can be a lawyer, you can be a doctor, you can be a teacher. Whatever you want to do, you can learn how to do it. There's a program for that. You can follow the program and all of a sudden you can become built in a different way, and all of a sudden you can become successful at that thing. So what happens when people withhold sexual energy? What they're doing is they're attempting to make someone surrender to them. You're trying to make somebody surrender to you because instead of coming to a team-oriented goal, you decide to separate yourself and look at life in terms of separation, which is not actually factual. That's not actually true. If you don't look at life and say, life in itself is not separate. Nothing's separate. There's nothing separate in terms of life. There's nothing separate about it. Nothing separate at all. If you can't come to terms with nothing is separate, everything is connected, everything's connected, then you're never gonna make life actually enjoyable. It's impossible because you've found a way to separate yourself from connection. There's three things that I believe everyone has to have in their lifetime. That is creation, making something new for someone else to use. Yes, you have to create products, you have to create services, you have to use your skills to be able to serve the rest of humanity. That's the first thing, creation. The next thing is connection. You must go out to connect with other beings. You cannot be isolated in a cave because inherently we are supposed to be interconnected. And then lastly, it's contribution. You must have a contribution to the community. And this is your life tasks. You must do your work and create. You must then also express yourself authentically and magnetically and attract to you back the people in the community who will help you be your best self. And then you must contribute to the whole and have value in your community. You have to be known. So if you can't have a partner that helps you do this, it's because you devalued yourself in the first place. And you went to go and entangle yourself with somebody who had a low vibration. Let me tell you right now, don't listen to people talk about high vibrational men and women. They don't know what the hell that is. Because if they're looking at high vibrational men and high vibrational women, these people that go to you should be able to express the real you and help you to become better than what you already were. Those are high vibrational men and women. It's not about having $1 million in your bank account. It's not about having 4 or 5 sports cars parked inside your driveway. That's not talking about high vibration. I'm not saying people who have high vibration don't have those things, because they do. They do. But what I'm saying is high vibration is to be when I'm entangled with this person. If I get entangled with this person, I all of a sudden elevate myself. I multiply my presence and my value goes higher. That's a high vibrational person. That's a high vibrational man and a high vibrational woman. So now if I'm looking at why do people give themselves away to low vibrational beings? They already have a distorted view of their own value. They've been looking at their value based upon the outside. You're looking at yourself based upon comparison. Think about these apps that you open up. You click on TikTok and you open up a TikTok app. Somebody's feed comes up and they start feeding you a bunch of crap, but you're not even ready to receive that stuff. Like you literally open up, it's like watching the news. So now you don't get the news from the local news TV. You get the news from TikTok and from Instagram. You open up and you have a feed. Rather than you open up an app and you can create. The only one I know of is probably Snapchat. You open up a Snapchat and it opens up to a camera. So now it's open up to you that you can create. You open up to all the rest of it, Facebook. You open up to a feed. You open up to Instagram, a feed. You open up to YouTube even. YouTube is a feed. It gives you videos, suggestions for other things. You are not opened up to an app where you can now create. So what happens to you is you're already in judgment mode. You're already in comparison mode. You're already in envy mode. If you aren't able to appoint to yourself what your value really is. If you haven't gone through the process of doing your own vision board or writing down your own goals or 300, 400 things that you want from God. Like if you hadn't gone through the process to write down your dreams and use your imagination, you're taking somebody else's imagination on. That's what happens. And so all of a sudden, think about this in terms of partnership and relationship. You're thinking that this person is the man that you're supposed to go get. This woman's the woman you're supposed to go get. You're looking at all these shiny things that come from all these people, but you're not realizing that you don't actually fall in love. It's impossible to fall in love. It's not, you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect person. They don't exist. The perfect person is you. So once you're ready to be somebody else's person, you now go to choose somebody. And you say, I choose this person, I choose you because of the simple fact that I'm ready now to entangle myself with the energy. So I don't believe in anyone falling in love. I think that's ridiculous. I think that once you come to a point where in your life, you're like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go and share my adventure with somebody else. And I believe that I'm going to find somebody and I'm going to meet somebody who's going to be just like on the same pathway I'm going to be on. And I'm going to choose to love them today unconditionally, without condition. I'm going to choose to love them whether they are in the best shape of their life or getting in the best shape of their life. I'm going to choose to love them whether they are broke right now and going to be a billionaire, on the way to being a billionaire, or they're already a billionaire. I'm going to choose to love them where they have their own apartment, their own car, their own house, their own job, or they're a full-on entrepreneur with their own 20,000 square foot homestead. Doesn't matter. I'm choosing to love you not based upon the checklist. The checklist doesn't matter because the checklist can change at any moment in time, point, space. The checklist can change. Somebody can get sick. Somebody can lose their leg. Somebody can lose their arm. Somebody can have a stroke. Somebody can have type 1, type 2 diabetes and have to cut their toes off like Coach Prime, or lose their leg like LeVar Ball. It doesn't matter. They're still going to be locked in for life because they made a commitment to each other. That's why. If you can't look at yourself and say 100% that this is my person, it's because you already devalued yourself. You weren't the person that you were supposed to be. What you were supposed to do was become authentic 100%, who you really are supposed to be, and then engage sexually with another being. Not lower yourself to a low vibrational being because you're low vibrational. You can't meet a high vibrational person as a low vibrational person. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. That person's faking it. That person's lying to you. You see what I'm saying? You have to change your vibration in order to change your life. Your vibration comes from your heart rhythm. So your heart rhythm must change 100%. Your heart rhythm must change, and all of a sudden you must feel the world differently. Not just see the world differently, but feel the world differently. Once you feel the world differently, all of a sudden the world comes back to you in a different way. You want more friends? Be more friendly. You want more love? Be more loving. You want more affection? Stop using it as a weapon against your partner and be more affectionate. You want more honesty? Oh, that's easy. Tell the truth. Stop lying. Every moment in time, you have an opportunity to be who you really are. Every moment. And if you can't look at yourself and say with 100% without a doubt, comes a time where that's going to be a problem. So all I'm saying is rather than devalue yourself by giving away your sexual energy to low vibrational beings, keep it. Just keep it. Just keep that energy where it's at. Just keep that energy amongst yourself. Don't switch off the energy. Keep the energy where it's at. Keep it. And when you keep it, when all of a sudden you shift your perspective on sexual energy, it's not a weapon. It's an asset to creation. So rather than take it away from your romantic partner, you decide, I will increase my sexual potency, increase my ability to have sex, increase my musculature, increase my cardiovascular output, lean myself up, become healthier, change my diet, change my eating habits. So now I have more libido, and now I have no erectile dysfunction, and all of a sudden I'm just energized, and I can do it, and I can provide, and I want to do it, and I associate sex with connection and pleasure, not pain, and not giving myself away because I'm not worthy of anything. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Some individuals like sex a lot, and they want people to be free, and they want people to free themselves up. They enjoy it. Some people, they just enjoy it. With whomever, they enjoy feeling great. It's what they enjoy. It's different for everybody. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when you withhold affection to punish your partner, it's always going to be because you're trying to punish somebody. And usually it's not punishing your partner, it's punishing yourself. And in reflection, your partner's receiving you harming yourself and you lacking your own self-care. Everything is in response to how much you love yourself. Everything that you do or don't do is a response to you loving yourself. So when it comes to sex, when you devalue yourself by giving yourself away to a person who you know is not worthy of receiving you, it's because you don't believe you're worthy of receiving you. It all starts with you first. It all begins with you first. So, ultimately, if you desire to change and to shift your perspective on sexual energy, on sex, on energy as a whole, on alignment, on alkalinity, on just feeling good inside your own body, you need to come to terms with, you must detoxify yourself at the cellular level. Click the link in my description below. You can start my Awaken, My Replenish 90-day quantum rejuvenation cellular detoxification experience right now today and be on your way to having a harmonious relationship and now getting yourself out of the cave and now exposing yourself to being authentic. Now, all of a sudden, your world's going to change for you. Until next time, peace.